Hi, what's happening, guys? So we're going to be doing another video today. This time we're going to be doing a deck build just for in between. So normally I don't upload every day. Normally I don't upload on Thursday, but today I'm going to just do this extra video for you guys. So I've had a few guys asking about what the deck is that I use for my online tournaments, and I've pretty much won almost every tournament I've had this deck in, except once when I made a mistake and I messed up. I should have won though. But I'm just going to get into that now. So I'm just waiting for this to load up. It's on 90%, so it should be up soon. And then we're going to get straight into it. I'm going to show you the deck first. Basically going to show you what I do to play it, and then if you want to copy it off, I'll show you each card that's in it. And then if you don't have each card, there is some alternative cards you can have instead of the exact ones that I've got. All right, so getting onto it, we're going straight away just now. So here we go. So we're going to go in Deck Manager, and I'll show you the Machamp deck. So I've not named it, but it is a really good deck. So you'll see here I've played. It says it's played 30 and 117, but if you know about it, if you have a guy that quits, then that doesn't get recorded. So obviously a lot of times it doesn't. But if you quit or your internet connection goes, then that is recorded as a loss. So there's a couple of times I've lost connection, and obviously I have lost on some of these some of the matches as well as winning them. But it's not an unbeatable deck, but it is a good deck. So we're basically going to show you what it is once this loads up. So what we'll do is we've got one Buzzwall with the Sledgehammer attacks. This is definitely important. If you do a Buzzwall, make sure it's got this attack in it. Then after that, we've got the Yancy Prism Star. This one is basically just for the bench. It is so you've got this ability that adds 20 damage to each Pokemon's attack, and then you've got the big cards now. So we have 3 Marsh Shadow and Machamp GXs. I just have one of each of the different ones that I like. I do have the Rainbow Rare version, but I prefer these 3, so I put these 3 in instead. So I've got the full art, alternative full art, and the regular half art. But it doesn't really matter if you don't have them. If you've got 3 of one, just put the same artwork in. You don't need it. Next one, we've got 4 Riolu's. So as long as you've got this one, it's fine. I've actually got one of the Hidden Fate shiny ones. The card is exactly the same though. As long as it's got this detect attack, then it's fine. Just make sure you get 4 of them. And after them, you've got 1 Lucario that's got a Submarine Blow, and it's also got this stance ability. So make sure it's got the stance ability. This is the promo version of it, but there is other versions. So there is quite a few versions, and they are quite easy to get. Which is where is it? So we've got that one, which is the shiny version, but hasn't got the stance ability. You want the stance ability, so it's either the promo one, which I've got, or this one, which is the one you can find. I believe it's in Burning Shadows. I think that one is. But if not, just search for it. That's the one you want. So just the one version of it, and then 2 Lucario GXs. So again, these are the shiny versions from Hidden Fates, but again, you can get it as a promo card, or you can get it. That's the full art version of it, and that's the Rainbow Rare version of it. So it's from the same set. Not sure what that symbol is there, but I'm sure you can find out. I'll probably put it up for you. Actually, I'll put it up from what sets they're from. And then again, you can actually get a promo version of this. So if you get a promo card, it's exactly the same attacks. Basically, for the Lucario, it's pretty much the Pokemon we're going to use as a starter, which you'll see when we first start. Just basically for this Aura Strike attack that does 90 plus, 30 plus 90. Then obviously we're going to add a bit on with other cards as well. And then the Can Tank Furious Beatdown GX is a really good attack for knocking out pretty much anything as long as it's got enough damage counters on it. Then the other ones we've got, we do have a Mew with a bench barrier attack. I might be trading this one soon because there is other cards that kind of combat it and get around it from the new sets, but it is a good way of protecting your bench from receiving damage, especially in Expanded, where people use a lot of different older cards. It'll stop that from happening. And then we've got these 2. Basically, these are just in for whenever we go against GX cards and special energy cards. It doesn't need any attack cost, and then if it does go against special energy, it does 130 damage. Again, if it gets added on with the NC, that's 150. That's really good, especially when you don't need any any NG cards if there's a GX or an EX in play on the opponent's side. Now these are the trainer cards, and these are basically the cards that make up the deck the way it is. So if you look at the top, there's 30 trainer cards, so literally half the deck is trainer cards, and that is a really important thing. So this card here is probably going to be the hardest card for you to get, and it is probably the best card in the game, pretty much, which is a bold statement to say, but this is basically what I say is the best trainer card, and it's pretty much because it gets you any card you want, so it goes into any deck. It is quite hard to get, but it follows it from like a black and white, I believe, set. This one's locked. It's the only one I managed to get. I pulled it a long time ago. I've never been able to get another one since, but I've never tried to get another one since, because it's an ace spec card. You're only allowed one ace spec card in your deck at any point, and this is by far the best ace spec card that you can get. And I'll show you why when we go into the how we use the deck. And next we've got a couple of nest balls. So there's no point putting quick balls in an expanded deck, basically because you've got nest balls and these don't require you to throw away any cards. So instead of it going into your hand, these basic Pokemon go straight on the bench, which is pretty much what you're going to be doing if you used a quick ball in a standard deck. So we've got no quick balls, but we've got 2 nest balls, and we have Professor's Letter to get NG cards. You should have these cards quite easily, basically because there is sometimes in this deck where you find that you won't have NG cards in your hand, but there is ways of getting them. We've got a couple of switches for obvious reasons to switch your Pokemon whenever you need to switch them. And now these ones down here are pretty much the ones that I use for combating certain strategies. So we have Blizzard Town. You're probably wondering why I've got Blizzard Town in there. Got 2 of these. It's basically because Pokemon have 40 HP or less remaining can't attack. This is when you go up against a Spiritomb deck. So when you go up against a Spiritomb deck, I'll have a picture of him up in a second. Basically, the more attack counters on the Spiritomb, the more damage it does. But it normally goes down to about 10 HP, and then normally you knock it out quite easily, but it's already knocked out your guys, and it tries to aim for the highest ones, like your tag team cards, your GX cards, to take more than 1 prize cards, and meanwhile you're only taking the 1 card. You use this, it stops them from attacking completely, so it's a really good card to use against Spiritomb decks. Obviously, if you don't go up against one, and you've got these in your hand, you use them to just discard them, so you can use them as discard cards to keep the cards you want as well when you don't need them. There's 2 of them. Brook the Hill, for obvious reasons, gets your basics onto the bench, so we've got 2 of them. I managed to get the gold one from Hidden Fates as well, but obviously you just use the regular ones if you need to. Now, Lysandre's Labs, another stadium card we've got 2 of these in as well, so it stops tool effects. So if you go up against anyone that's using tool cards, especially recently, there's been a lot of tool cards been added in. It stops them from using them, especially ones that are like retreat ones, like Floatstone, or ones that make their attack go up, like the banned ones and things like that. Got a couple of them in. And then the last ones is Silent Hill. This is the last one. Stops basic Pokemon from having abilities. This is when you go up against a Mewtwo and Mew deck. This card flat out stops Mewtwo and Mew tag team from working, basically. And also we've got all these stadium cards in, so that's 2, 4, 6, that's 8 stadium cards. It's quite a lot. But when you go up against things like Chaotic Swirl, if you want a stadium card that you want to use, and you've got more than one, use one of these that you don't even really need to get rid of that, to then get the one on you want, but we'll show you that in a second. Then these last ones. So we've got Lysandra. So obviously this is basically the old version of Boss's Orders, which is out now. This is what it used to be. Obviously this one's no longer legal in standard. Boss's Orders is, and that's why Boss's Orders is really popular right now. But we've got 2 of these. So if you've got Boss's Orders, put Boss's Orders in instead. Or if you've got an older one, use these. And we've got 2 Marnies. I've got the hyper rare and the full art, but just use whatever you've got. 2 Professor's Researchers. If you haven't got them, there's other reprints of them. 2 Guzmas, and then you've got 3 of these. So it's Corina. So basically it's one of the best cards for a fighting deck. Lets you get any fighting Pokemon in any item card. So whatever item card we need, we've got these in my hand, we can get whatever we want. Basically this gives you any card from the deck. And the last ones, you've got 2 of these Focus Stashes. These go with Lucario very well because a lot of people basically they don't know what this card is. They don't read the description of it. They attack Lucario, put damage counters on it. He then comes back. He's not knocked out, and then you can use his GX move to a full 600 damage, which knocks out anything. And then you've got 4 special fighting energies. Puts it up by 20 damage on each one. 1 beast energy for Buzzwole. 2 weakness card energies for when you go up against psychic Pokemon, and then 8 regular ones. So that's basically the overview of the deck of what it is. Now I'm going to show you how I play it. So we're going to go straight into a match. We're going to see how many we can get before we lose. I'm going to do a maximum of 3s. I've already done a 3 streak in a row where I've won 3. Make sure that's the right ones. I've got a standard version of this deck as well, which is still in the work in progress. Make sure it's the right one before I start it. Yep. Alright, so we're going to use that. I've already won 3 matches in a row today with this deck. Obviously, I've won a lot of tournaments with this deck as well. And I'm only 1 more coin token off having enough for another tournament, which hopefully I'll win. I'm trying to get enough packs to trade for the gold Zacian, because I've pretty much given up trying to pull it. It's the only card I've got left to pull in that entire set, apart from some reverse hollows. I've literally got every card apart from the gold Zacian. Right, so we've got no choice but to put this card on as our starter. But we've got Brooklet Hill and we've got Switch. So you don't want Machamp and Marshadow to be your starting Pokemon ever on this deck. But where we've gone first, so what we're going to do is we're going to go Brooklet Hill. I'm going to put Rockruff on mine as well. It's up to you if you want it or not. Then we're going to get this for Lucario. So we're going to get Railu, so I'm just going to go over the shiny one just because I like the shiny one. And then we're going to switch it to Railu, but we're going to put the NG card on a Machamp. And then we're going to end with turn. So you always try, if you've got a Machamp on the bench and another Pokemon is your active, and it's your first turn, you've gone first, always put your first NG card on a Machamp and Marshadow. The reason for that is because he takes 2 NG cards to use his revenge attack. So if your opponent you're against manages to knock out, has gone second, he can attack. So if he manages to knock out your Pokemon and you've put an NG card on it and you can't attack, you can't use Detect to save yourself because it's your first turn, you can't attack. And if you put your NG card on him, it's a waste. So basically put it on Machamp Marshadow on your first turn and then see what happens. You can always put your first NG card onto Railu, and he only needs 1 NG card to attack, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so he's went defensive kill anyway, so it doesn't matter. Well, look, we've got Lucario in my hand. We can't attack him though because he's got that. So we have got Lysandra, so we could switch him and attack something else. So we've got Squirtle there, which he's probably going to try and get Blastoise on the bench. So we've got a choice. We can either put another NG card onto. I don't need him actually at the minute. We're going to get Buzzwole on. Buzzwole's always the second Pokemon that you want to get on the bench as well, because when Lucario is knocked out, he takes 2 price cards and he's powered up. Anyway, we've got a choice. We can either use Lysandra to knock out one of his Pokemon by switching it, or we can put another NG card on a Machamp. But I always like to knock out and then try and spoil someone's strategy early on. So sometimes you get the early quit. So we're going to put that on it. Actually, wait a minute. I'm not going to put the special NG on. I'm going to save them for Machamp and Marshadow. So I'm going to get regular NGs into the hand. Put that onto Lucario. Doesn't need a massive attack, so there we go, 1 price card straight away. So you always want to try and start with Lucario if you can. That's why there's 2 of them. Well, 3 of them if you can count the other one. The other one you're not going to be using very often. It's kind of like a comeback strategy that I've put that stance Lucario in for, which is basically if you've got another one on the bench, put an NG card onto him, and if your Pokemon gets knocked out, put him on, evolve him, put another NG card onto him, use these stance ability to protect him, then on your turn, the next turn again, you put the 3rd one on, then he's powered up and he's the way to go. He's got 120 damage. Right, so he's not done any of that. He's actually using the Brooklet Hill as well, so we're going to put the NC on. So that's 30, 40, 50, so we still need another 10. So this time we are going to put the special energy card onto him. Going to use this. We don't need any more than one Machamp. Don't put more than one Machamp onto the bench. We've only got 3, so that would try and guarantee that you get him in your hand every time you start. So we're going to put Mew, and Mew's going to be the bench protector. So basically that right there, these 6 Pokemon, these are the 6 that you want as early on as you can. Just basically one of each is what's in. That's why there's that many in the deck. That's why I designed it like that. So you'd have one of each Pokemon on the bench at any time. So that's basically a 6 Pokemon setup. Same way you would in a game. Right, so he's basically going for Empoleon deck, so which is quite good. He's probably took it from the Theme deck and then changed it a bit. He's added a Blastoise in. That's why I attacked Squirrel before, because he's got that ability to put energy cards on any way he wants. Right, so Alolan Ninetales protects against protects against GX and EX. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this onto him. I'm then going to put this onto Buzzwole, because I know that he's going to use his other Vulpix and he's going to evolve it into Ninetales to try and stop me from attacking, because my cards are GX cards, but I've got Buzzwole there, so we'll see what happens. So straight away, you've got Ninetales on the bench, on the go, using its ability to try and stop me from my attacks working. But we've got Guzma, we've got Marnie, we've got Buzzwole on the bench as well, so it shouldn't be too hard. We'll do another match after this, because this one's not the best depiction of this deck. It is basically what you do to get it going. Lucario first. If he gets knocked out, then Buzzwole, and after that, Machamp and Marshadow. So by then, if he's managed to knock out them 2 Pokemon, by then Machamp and Marshadow should be powered up, and away you go. Right, so we're gonna do Buzzwole, and we're gonna do this. So let's have a look. Do 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 90 damage. That's how much attacks you got? 160. Right, we'll do. It doesn't really matter, it's got no NG cards on it, so we'll stick with Buzzwole for now, anyways. Power him up a little bit more. 70 damage it should be, yep. Stiff neck. You get a proper chair instead of this stool. Alright, so basically on the next turn, I'm going to use Marnie. So if you're ever like wondering when the other person's like taking a while, just try to think ahead, try and use your own strategy so you know what you're going to do in your next turn. So we've got switch, that's straight away switch. We're going to switch back to Lucario. Put his final NG card onto him. Cyclone Kick. Which is good because if I hadn't weakened him with Buzzwole on the first attack, the kick wouldn't have been enough. Actually it would have, because we've got a special fighting energy, but if we didn't have that special fighting energy and the Yancy, the 130 wouldn't have been enough. Of course he's put Ninetales back on. Doesn't really worry me much, because all that if I'd have to, I'll discard 2 NG cards, retreat back, use Buzzwole, and then knock him out. Because we'll put an extra NG card on the Buzzwole. Use these swinging around attack, does 80 plus, potentially does 120 anyways, but plus the special energy and the Yancy, it's always going to be 120, so it's going to be enough to knock it out. Alright, so he's gone for the extra bench to still trying to power up his Empoleon, but to be honest, he's not going to have much luck. Oops. So we'll keep the special energy card on, of course. Come on, go. And then let's knock out Ninetales. Ooh, 2 heads. 180 attack. Wow, probably the most damage Buzzwall's ever done. And he's putting Poleon on. He's got no energy kills on any of his Pokemon. I don't know why he's not been using Blastoise as attack wise. Quit there. Back, so if camera I was using it was a bit of a backup one, so I'm not going to be using that one again. I do have a new camera on the way, so the camera should be back on. So we're going to be doing this one with me actually in it this time. So hello. You should have still heard me all the commentary before, but you wouldn't have seen me, but I'm back now anyway. So this is the second one. We're going to probably do 3 matches. I'll probably edit it so it's a bit quicker. Just keep the highlights in it, but just so you get a good idea of how to use this deck. Alright, so he's actually let us go first. He looks like he's got a fire deck. We've got no Pokemon, so no choice but to just click done. So hopefully in these 3 matches we'll get a variety of different decks to play against, and I'll show you basically how I use this deck to beat pretty much any deck that's out right now. But obviously in Expanded, which is what this is in, you do get a very high range of different techniques. So just like before, get Riley onto the bench. We're also going to get which just did as well. So this is going to be a bit of a risk. Actually, no, it's not going to be a bit of a risk because we're going to use computer search instead. And then we're going to end with 2. Now, the reason why I got computer search is because I need an energy card and I also need focus sash. So depending on what I draw, if I draw an energy card, great, I can use computer search to get the focus sash. If I don't draw an energy card and draw something else, I can use computer search to get the energy card, but I would rather have focus sash. Alright, so he's got a boss's orders in his hand, but he's used his supporter card, but he's got focus catcher, so this needs to be Tails. Yes! Oh, he's gonna want no Tails, come on! He's already used one of these. Oh no, 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 no! Oh no. Oh. Okay, Mr. Melon Man 97. I won the flip, so I'm gonna go first. Hopefully I'll get the right hand to start with. Yep, good hand to start with. He's not got a hand at all. He's also against a lightning deck, so this is one of the things what makes this deck so good right now, is because of the new championship decks that have came out, you're going to go up against a lot of lightning decks and a lot of fire decks. The last one was the fire deck, and I think it might have actually been a representation of that championship deck, and did lose against it, but he got extremely lucky, if I'm honest. Every single flip of the coin he always got. And oh, he's quick, seen him fire in time. Probably skip that one as well. Alrighty. Right, so again, you're gonna go Rilo first. Done. And look at his deck. Yes, let's just do that and then turn. Can't use this war card on your first turn anymore, so unfortunately that's the best we can do. I'm going to use Karina to get Calio, and we're going to use Nest Ball to get a second Pokemon on the bench because I don't have see him pulling something out of the bag and then knocking us out and taking an early win because we've got nothing on the bench. We always try and get something on the bench. We're going to go Buzzwall. Could have went with Machamp, but I've decided to go with Buzzwall. Basically because if I get knocked out, he's just there ready to take over. And there's the alternative for that. Choice man. What are you gonna do? So 10 damage reaches 2 card in your discard pile. So that's fine. 2. Is that just 10 damage though? He's gonna need 21 to knock out Lucario. He's only got 9, right? So, boom. Boom. And then boom. And then let's just use this, get a new hand. I don't want him getting a new hand, so I use this one instead of Marnie. No, anyway, I've got Marnie in there. Let's knock him out. Obviously he's got an ability here that lets him draw cards, that's like the exception, so he's probably got his kind of want to draw as well. But like, if the person's not got no cards in their hand, we've got no Pokemon energy cards on, just don't give them the opportunity to draw more cards by you using a card like Marnie or N or anything along those lines. Let them have either next to nothing in their hand, no hand or anything like that. Because they might just quit after that, but obviously here he's trying to like make it so that it slows down a bit. You can pretty much see that his strategy is to get two cards into there to power up Ninetales to then have a higher attack. Now he's got this sort of fighting types of no attacks on EX and GX, but we've got the Sandra's Labs. So that's why the Sandra's Labs is in. Right now we can knock them out. I've also got Beast Energy as well, so we'll be able to power them up even further this time around. So we'll Beast Energy him up. Yeah, there's not really anything else. There's not really much point in putting Vulpix at this stage because he can get more of his Vulpix. This time he's a GX man. He's got another one of those Fairy Charms. We've still got the Sandra Labs in. I haven't put it on yet because we don't need to use it yet. So we'll go Diancie. Then we'll power up Machamp. And we're going to end turn. Now, he's probably thinking, alright, I've got him on the ropes, he's only got a GX one there. I've got this fairy charm attached. Yeah, well, it's not going to go down very well because we have the Sandra Labs. And not only that, well, let's see what he does. Right, so he's also got he's of a Ninetales in his hand right now, and I don't have any energy cards in my hand. So what we're going to do is I'm going to use Marnie not only to get an energy card, but also to make him lose. He's of a Ninetales. Now he's lost his Ninetales. Doesn't have that Ninetales in his hand anymore, and he's lost the ability of his Fairy Charm. And I've only got one left to get. So unless you redrew it somehow, we'll see what happens. Okay, redraw well. Fair enough. Well played. Not enough to knock me out though, 200 damage. Next energy card, and pow. Alright, so we're going to quickly go over some of the bits of this, so you know how it is to go again. So first one off, whenever you start off, try to get Railu as your active Pokemon. If you can't, if you've got no other choice but to put whatever in there, put that down, and then try to get Machamp on the bench. Always put the energy card first on the Machamp if he's on the bench in your first turn, so that when he does come on, you only need one more, and then you can use his first attack straight away. So we're going to have a quick look over it one more time before I go off. So yes, you try to start off with Railu, as well as 4 of them there, so you nearly always should get one in your first turn. If you don't, obviously there's other cards you can get instead. Try to always start off there and try to have one Machamp on the bench so you power up if you can't attack, especially if it's your first turn, put an energy card into him. And you obviously all got all these different stadium cards. You can just sometimes you can just use these to get rid of like the Prism Star stadium cards a lot of people put on. And then these other ones you just kind of use them when and if you need them. Obviously Guzma, if you can go for it, basically if you can knock out a tag team card, if you've got an opportunity to knock out a tag team card, always take it. Always knock out a tag team card if you've got a chance. So if you retreat and you've got Lysandra or Guzma and you've got a chance to knock it out, even if your Pokemon's going to be knocked out, still take that Pokemon out, unless the Pokemon you've got is going to get knocked out for then you then lose the game. But by taking 3 cards of a tag team cards, then always the right move to take. But anyways, that's it for me, guys. So leave a comment leave a comment about the deck below. Any changes you might want to do yourself, do that. Let me know if you do try the deck, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.